Hi everybody, I welcome you all to my channel once again. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the cue card answer. We have seen in the last video all the three important segments, that is part 1, 2 and 3, and I had told you that I will come with a new video where I will discuss how you should formulate your answers in the cue card segment and you can get the best of the best bands. So if interested, keep watching. Let's begin. What we discussed that day, that speaking module generally works on 4 different band parameters: grammatical range and accuracy, the lexical resources, the fluency and the coherence, and last but not the least is the pronunciation. So cue card is generally a cache for all the test takers. You know how? Because in cue card the examiner not gonna disturb you or interrupt you by any mean. He or she will give you a complete 2 minutes to you so that you can speak upon at large and you can show your different English communication skills. You can talk on the grounds of all those 4 criteria, showcase that you had a great and a plethora of skills to show off. Let's delve into our discussion more deep, and I would like to put up an example on the screen which says, describe a website you use that helps you a lot in your work or studies. You should say what the website is, how often you use the website, what information the website gives you, and explain how your work or studies would change if the websites did not exist. So this is the question, and it can come to any of the test taker. It's common, or any other question can come. I took this question from Cambridge IELTS book number 13 and test number 1. So now the basic is what, if you remember, I said you that you will make the bullet answers like 1, 2, 3 and 4. You will write those bullet words, and after that you will relax and calm down yourself, and you will start as the examiner signals you first. Okay, so now what happens that you will formulate your answers. What generally happens in normal situations that people just get so much tensed and worried because of lack of idea. Sometimes it is seen that paucity of ideas generally trouble the students and they cannot get good content and they cannot utilize those 2 minutes to speak properly. That really creates a lot of problems for various test takers. So if the situation is favorable and easy to you, then that's not a problem of creating one situation answer. But if the content is not available to you and you are just muddled up that what to do and how to proceed for the answers, then there these tricks come into play. What I will do, first of all, we will make the 4 bullet solutions for this answer. You can see here I have written the bullet words which I think is the right answer. You can have a different answers and opinion, no problem, but you can look at those answers. The first one, it says that what was the website I was using. So I can say that when I was in my graduation and I was a part of a mechanical engineering team, it is a website and it was how stuffs work. It's a very favorite website for all the students who pursue their mechanical engineering. That time our team basically worked and we researched a lot of things. It operates from United States of America, and people across all the world, especially the students, just visit those websites and can get a lot of good ideas that what are the projects they can take on for their final semester examination or the final year. So we worked on that. So my the website is how stuff work, and the second question is says that how often you use the website. So I can give a bullet word that I used at the time of my final project submission. It's my bullet word, final project submission. The third will, what information does the website gives you. I can write that it gives a great range of experiments and so much of innovations are kept by the scientists or the junior scientists, and that we can follow on. And the fourth, I will make the bullet point for this, that explain how your work or studies would have changed if the website did not exist. As a bullet answer, I can write that it can be a loss to the students and they will find difficulty in finding the solution. So now the bullet points are ready. Now I will take a breath and calm down myself because I have got great content to speak upon, and as the examiner signals me to proceed my answer, then I will definitely talk about. But what else, this situation is not known and familiar to a lot of students. They can muggle up, they can get perplexed and they don't know what to do in that case. So in that scenario, I have got a very unique trick. I'm gonna share it to you because I applied it to me when I was giving the exam. Now you will do the another thing. So here is the first situation, right? You have got all the bullet answers ready. What about the second situation? Yes, my friends, don't get confused. I will give you this second situation and you can see that I have made the 4 bullet point answer once again, right? Go back to the question. What does it say? Talk about a website which you have used during your work or studies, right? So I have already made a bullet answer for my studies, right? Now bullet point for the work also, because they are saying or, but they have not said anyone. It's not a hard and fast rule in the band descriptor that you're not gonna make two situations answer that would reduce your marks or that will a penalty. Nowhere. So this is the main trick which I followed, that I made all the answers in two different situations. And you know how does it help me out? It helped me out in great ways. First of all, I got two situation answers, so I can easily utilize all my 2 minutes. Thing, I had shown my great range of grammar and my accuracy. While speaking about the two situations, I was a bit pacey so that I can show them how fluent I am, even I'm speaking fast, how I was connecting the sentences, that is the cohesive property, as well as I showed them great lexical resources, because now I have got two things to speak upon. So talking about the two things can give you a room to showcase your vocabulary at much greater pace. So now the basic concept, what I said, you remember that you have to answer the question in the same tense. So the tense here, the examiner is using present tense. So for a safer side, you will give a priority to something which has happened in the present tense. So you will talk about your work culture, your work situation. Make an answer which depends upon your work situation and give it a priority basis. Why? Even if you make two situations and you are not confirmed or sure that whether you can make up both the situations in time, so better go for the first situation which is as per the question, that is the present tense situation. So you can just make all the answer for the present tense situations, try to speak on like 1 minute or 1 minute 5 seconds, and then jump on to the second situation and try to speak for the rest of the minutes until he stops you. In my condition, I successfully completed my two situations and then he pressed the buzzer to pause me. The other thing I would like to discuss you, that if you are making this situation for the second time, you must be wondering that what should I do? In that case, you can use all the three tenses. Like first of all, you can stick to the basic tense which was asked in the question, that is the present tense, or you can go to the past, go like 5 or 6 years before and talk about a situation that I talked about my college life, and you can talk about something and you can showcase a great range of accuracy as far as the past tense are confirmed. So question is one, and you are showing something to the examiner that you have given answer in two situations, and that also you are focusing on two different tenses, that is the present tense and the past tense. And just imagine, if you can get it done successfully, you will definitely get a good score as far as those criteria are concerned. This will surely work in your favor, I'm telling you, because by doing that you can completely fulfill all those criteria, whether it is grammar range or accuracy, whether it is lexical resources, or it's the matter of fluency and coherence and pronunciation. You can just capture all those things. You will definitely capture the attention of the examiner, that this guy has got some special characteristic in him or her, that he came up with two solution answers and he tried even to complete those answers, and you can successfully complete as well, as in my case I completed. So it's very good way to practice your solution in this way. So let's complete this question. Like if I go to something in my studies, so right now I have discussed that I took about the how stuff work website. I told you that how I use those website and what information that gave me and what are the things which can be adverse effect if it does not work properly. My example for work, I will talk about the present tense scenario. So I will first of all talk about my work scenario, and I can say that right now I'm working in one of the petroleum company. It's the biggest firm in the world, and we are using a website which is known as Symphony. Symphony website has been developed by the Italian engineers, and it basically works on an algorithm which is some data feeds for that particular company, where we record all kinds of manufacturing activities, and it's something complicated to the oil and gas structure. We'll talk about what the website is. Symphony website. The second thing, how often do you use? I will tell you that we have to use it every day. It's a part and parcel of our job. And the third question is said, what information does give you? As I said, that it talks about all kinds of manufacturing activities, production activities and everything. And last, it says that what will happen if that website is not in exist. Then I can say that if that website will not exist or stop functioning, then whole of the system will definitely get so much disturbed and tangled out in a very worst condition. So now I can make these bullet points as a first priority answer. Then I will jump on to my studies. I will take the examiner to my back. I will talk like, okay, back in the year 2014, when I was in my final year of graduation, I along with my friends visited a website known as How Stuffs Work, and it really showed us the great way and path to focus on our final project. And I will just start answering to those bullet points. I will be a bit pacey, controlling my words and my accent and my pronunciation, and I will try to finish it you can try to finish it in a stipulated time, and that will really help you out. Even if you are not comfortable with this concept, no problem, you can stick with the classical concept. But believe me, if you practice 4 or 5 times at your home or your tuitions or someone else, you can definitely get an idea that you will be completing your 2 minutes with lots of confidence. Believe me, your confidence will be boosted up, your timeline will be completed, you can touch all those 4 important parameters of the speaking module, and you can just bag a band of 8 or even more than that. And one more thing, if you showcase all great talents and skills in your cue card, I think that examiner does not give enough focus to move on to the part 3 and ask something from you more, because in my case he just asked me a couple of questions as I mentioned in my last video, and then he just wrapped up the test and I got a whooping 8.0 band in my speaking. So make sure that this works for you and you can give a very beautiful answer, because at the time when you are answering, he is not interrupting you, he is not talking to you in between, he is just taking a paper, he has a paper and he just used to make all the important notes, because he has to point you, he has to give the scores on the basis of 4 criteria, and he is just busy in doing that. So you can cash on this and you can just make this cue card question answer a win-win situation for you, and that will really help you in much great way. So at last I would like to say you that if you are familiar or if you are comfortable with this concept of mine, do apply in your practice. If not, you can stick with the basics one, with the classical one, and that's up to you. But I believe that this will have a greater advantage on a classical concept, because you can show all those things once again, you can show your grammar range. If you're not sure about using 2 different tenses, no problem, you can create 2 solutions with the same tense itself. Be it the present tense, make the second in the present tense. If you get any idea in your mind, you can go for the present tense. In the last, if you don't find anything like that, just go with the classical one. But I still say that lots of students find it difficulty to complete those 2 minutes, because speaking on one situation and giving those simple answers and making long and boring and round story just basically deplete your confidence. And when you move to the part 3, it becomes so tricky and so lengthy, as well as it's quite tough, because the questions are so much very appealing questions are there, and they ask a lot of great answers for those questions. So better to stop the examiner and get his or her attention in the cue card. So why don't you try this formula? I hope that this will definitely work for you. If you have any question or any doubt, any related queries, if you want to ask any question, you just put those questions in the comment below. I will give you the 2 situations for those sets, and you can just practice on and just do it, because it's really easy. I really got benefited from it, and I wish and I hope that if you try this thing, it may definitely work for you out as well. So that's it for today's video. I will come up with the next video soon. Till then, bye bye, take care.